I've had a request for how to write counts under 16th notes. So we're in my office and my classroom has a motion sensor and the lights keep going off. So we're in my office. Hopefully this helps. Here goes. So you're going to write 1 E and for each beat. 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Quarter notes get one full beat, so they will get 1 E and all by themselves. An eighth note by itself is worth half of a beat, so it gets half of that. It would get like 1 E or and or if it's in the middle, it's funky, it could possibly get E and, but we'll see, okay? A 16th note by itself is equal to 1/4 of a beat, so it gets one piece of data, whichever piece is next in line. So the half note is going to get 2 pieces. Quarter note's going to get all 4. Ties make it interesting. Now, same thing applies to their rests. If you have a quarter rest or an eighth rest or a 16th note rest, the thing that falls into place though with 16th notes is that you often get funky combinations, and that makes it really interesting. This particular one is a 16th note, an 8th note, and a 16th note. So let's see what we get. Okay, so I'm going to do this a bit backwards. So here's what I mean by backwards. I can see that this is a beat right here. And then there's a tie. We're going to ignore that for now. There's another beat right there. Here's the third beat. And here's the fourth beat. We're going to start with the fourth beat because it happens to be the easiest one of them all. Okay, so it's beat 4. So I'm going to put 4. And it's got each one, E, sorry, my hand's in the way, and That was a whole package, easy one to do. I'm going to work backwards now and do beat 3. Well, the first thing is 3. Now, this note is an 8th note. And I know that because double flag is what a 16th note needs. And so that's a 16th note, and that's a 16th note, which means that's the other 2 bits of this. Hopefully you're with me. So this one right here is That means that this one is E and. I wrote that really badly. Hopefully you can tell what I meant, okay? That's both of them together. So far we have 3 E, 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and Now beats 1 and 2, okay? I'm going to ignore the tie for the moment. We'll add the tie next. So let's do count 1. The thing starts with a 1. Everything always starts with 1. And we know that in order for each note to have its own separate word, it needs to look like this. This one is something akin to that. It's got an 8th note in it. The 8th note in this combo is the first one. So it's going to get 1 E, 2 bits of data. There's and there's Similar thing to this one. 1, I'm sorry, I wrote the wrong thing. I got an email. My computer's like right in front of me and I saw an email come in. 2 E and 8th note, got 2 bits of data. Are you with me? So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Here's what it sounds like. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now it has a tie. The tie means that I'm not going to say that. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Run, 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 a run. Run, run, run. Run, a run, a run. 1 E and a, 2 E and. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth here. Right after my initial video back in 2012, I stopped teaching my students the traditional method of counting. I've always been able to do it because my piano teacher taught me, but honestly, it never made a lot of sense. I could figure it out, but I still couldn't feel it. Right after, in 2013, I discovered another method, a method called Takadimi. In Takadimi, instead of saying 1 E and a, you say ta, ka, di, mi. So this, instead of being 4 E and a, is ta, ka, di, mi. This one is ta, ka, D is in there, and that's me. Takami. This one is ta, and the ka is implied. D, mi. Ta, ka, di. And the me then is implied. And just like before, I don't say that one because of the tie. Takadimi is it feels a lot better rhythmically. First off, it's fun to say. So that one would be Takadimi, Takadimi. This combo is Takami, Takami, together, Takami, Takadimi. This then is Tadimi, Tadimi, followed by Takadi, Takadi, together, Tadimi, Takadi, with the tie, Tadimi, Kadi, Tadimi, Kadi. And the reason that I've liked Takadimi is that it falls into something that I always did as a musician, but it's not responsible teacher stuff to teach my kids. My piano teacher said, if you need to feel the rhythm or you'll never be able to play it. So she told me to put slashes where the eighth notes would be. Now here's what I mean by that. We're in a measure of 4/4. Okay, there are 4 beats per measure. Eighth note gets half a beat. So if there's 4 quarters, then there are 8 eighth notes. And then just because I'm here, I'll finish the whole thing. Your eighth notes would then split into, oh gosh, I drew too many. Goodness gracious. Your eighth notes would then split into 2 eighth notes would become 4 16th notes, and the chart would split down. My teacher said, sit on the eighth note level. So here's what she would make me do. Rather than go 1 4 E and a, she'd say, there's an eighth note, and there's an eighth note. And then she'd say, there's an eighth note, there's your other one. Basically, wherever the and lines up. Sorry, I'm 1, and the and is here, so there. The number and the and is in the middle there, which is funky. And then she'd tell me, with your left hand, do this, and then play just one chunk at a time. So I'd go da 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 da, 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 and I could feel something then. That's what Takadimi does for my students. On this one right here, I'd end up with Takada, da, 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 which made a lot more rhythmic sense than the old-fashioned way. This then, first one is dun, 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 dun. Second one is dun, 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 dun. Together, dun, 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 dun. I put the tie in there. Bum, 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 bum. My whole life, that's what I feel when I play the piano. I learned the one-ienda, and I could do it, but it never felt like anything. Then, as a teacher, I discovered this system, and this system, the Takadimi system, has been the saving thing for my students, because that makes sense. It makes a lot more sense from dotted quarter notes as well. I mean, it just has worked for us a lot better. So I'm going to turn back now to a different place in the song. Let me go back to the beginning, because I remember seeing it had a different rhythm. Okay, so here we are. We'll label it in all the ways. First off, we'll label it with tradition. All right, so we've got, let me see, are they even the same? Oh, they're identical. So this 2 beats is the same as that 2 beats. So I don't even need to write that one in. Okay, so that's 1. E, and, oh my goodness. Actually, I should probably come here. 1, E, and, 1. And that's a 16th note. So I'm right on to the next one. So that's E and a. I'm sorry, I should have put a 2. 2, E, and, a. So I'd have 1E, 1E, and, 1E, and, I, however, don't feel the Takadimi. I'm still doing what my piano teacher taught me when I was a kid. And that second 8th note comes on the and, so it comes after the note. So I go, run away now, run away now, run, bum, bum, bum. In Takadimi, you have ta-dimi, ta-dimi, and that's taka, taka, ta-dimi, taka, ta-dimi, taka, run away now, run away now. I know you came here looking for how to write those in, but I'm telling you, that won't necessarily do it for you. Find where the 8th notes go, and then play your rhythm. I'm looking down the page to see if there's anything different. Sorry, get my whole desk. It's repeating. Oh my goodness, it's repeating a lot. A lot. Front page, and anything different over here? Oh, that one looks different. Okay, so there's beat 1. This is bellow beat 1. So that's a 16th note, and it's on the last beat. So it's 1, E, and that's And then there's 8th notes, 1, E, and and there's a rest, which would be its own 3, E, and then that's 4, E, because it's an 8th note, gets 2, and I put a 1 here. Tells you how rusty I am at writing that. Okay, but because I know that's not going to do it for me, you're going to see me write slashes in a second, but I'll count it first. You have 1 E and 1 E and Then you have 2 and 3. Sorry, 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and is the rest, and then 4 E and 4 E and But me, when I play, I'm going to put a slash where my 8th notes go. That one goes on the and, 2, and, 3, and, 4, and. So when I've got to figure it out, I'll have all those fears far behind. All those fears far behind. In Takadimi, this is a Tommy D rest ta D me. Ta D D. Sorry. Tommy D rest. Ta da da. To be honest, the Takadimi doesn't do it for me on this rhythm. Neither does that. The slashes do. All those fears far behind. I guess what I'm saying with these slashes is none of this will help you if you don't have a good sense of some steady beat. Eighth note makes a lot of sense as your steady beat when you're all in this stuff. There's one. Run, 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 run. Oh, that's a tricky rhythm. Run, da, 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 da. The words mess me up. Bum, 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 ba, da, bum, bum, because the words are off. So I'm going to have to say that about 8,000 times before I say it in front of kids, because if I don't nail it, they're going to struggle. Run, 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 run. That was what it was. There you go. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Good luck.